Hey you guys, welcome back to my YouTube video. I have so much stuff to talk about today, and I think the first thing I want to really dive into is the war that's happening with Israel and the Palestine.
The bangs of the Iron Dome intercepting rockets that are being fired from Gaza just a couple of miles away, literally exploding in the sky above us here.
It is really sad. Like the videos that I'm seeing is so heartbreaking. It is so gut-wrenching, and I really do think that, like, you know, of course, anytime that war happens, everyone is, you know, fearful, whether or not they're, you know, involved with the war or not. Everyone is very fearful, and we all pray for anyone and everyone that is involved in the war. Me personally, I'm on no one's side. Like, I don't believe that we should be saying, I stand with Israel or I stand with the Palestinians. I think that we should be advocating more for peace and for negotiation, and how can we resolve such a damning war that's going on right now. And what I've been seeing lately is just so disgusting to me. Like, I just don't like any of the right-leaning people right now, because all they do is say, we stand with Israel, we stand with Israel, and they're all bought out. They're all donors. Like, they're all bought out from these donors like APOC and these people that that are partnered up with America, and they vowed to, like, pit Israel, like, policies first, because that's the most important thing, rather than pitting America first before any other country. And, you know, I've been really going off online because, especially on Instagram, because I really don't like how it's always like, we have to stand with one side of the coin. We have to stand with one side of people that, like, we're basically enslaved for and we're basically bought out for, just because we're allies and stuff like that. Just like with, you know, Joe Biden, he pledges to, like, you know, if China was to start a war with Taiwan, he will, like, also be involved with that war as well. And I think that it's wrong. I understand that we have allies and we have people to back us up or anything like that if anything was to happen. But I think that when we encourage war and we encourage like, you know, to be partisan and stand with one specific group of people, especially within the war, I don't think it looks good at all. Well, I just don't like this divide, especially in America. It also is so divisive in Israel, between the Palestine and stuff like that. I think it's wrong. And, you know, the reason why I also don't stand with either Israel or, you know, it's simply because they're both hostile. They both don't like each other. Like, it's over. Like, they just simply don't like each other. They both are, you know, launching proxy wars against each other, and it's such a conflict that has been happening for decades, you know what I mean? Way before me, and I'm still trying to understand why, you know what I mean? Because when it comes to foreign policy, it is very murky. It's very murky. Everything is very, like, complicated, because you don't know when it started and how it started and why it started and why is it happening now. For me personally, I think that anyone out there who's saying, like, oh, I stand with this side, I stand with that, well, what are you trying to say? You stand with the side to, like, to win the war? What do you want you know, the person that you hate so much, what do you want Joe Biden to do? Like, do you want him to get involved in the war? Is that what you're insinuating? Do you want him to provide more aid like he's doing to Ukraine? And I don't like how people is coming for me and telling me, like, oh, you shouldn't be talking about this because you are on the wrong side. Like, you should be saying, I stand with, like, this and this and that. Like, we have no choice but to protect Israel, because Israel is our ally. It's like, wow, like, you really don't care about America. You rather you rather spend our tax dollars and give it to another country. It's really upsetting, and it's really fucking scary how these people just never put America first, ever. And this is why I'm wearing this today, because it's like, I really wish we had more of this than just like putting the Israel sign like on everyone's shirts and foreheads, because they're all bought out and they're all like, you know, they're all collaborating with different people that are Jewish as well. And, you know, I don't have any issue with Jews. I don't have any issues with anybody, honestly. I don't care what race you are. But what I know is that, like, a lot of people that are in power, especially in Islam, like in Israel and stuff like that, they control America. Like I've said many times before, like, they've put in policies to protect specific types of people, simply because people criticize certain things that Jews do or whatever like that. And I don't like that. I feel like we should be pro freedom of speech always and forever. And I think that it honestly takes away from like our what we value our Constitution to be, like, you know, pro freedom of speech. And that's something that I advocate for. And there's many things that, like, you know, I understand that we are allies because, you know, of the military and, like, you know, technology and stuff like that. I get that, but we don't have to get involved in every single war just because they are our allies and stuff like that. That's just my personal feelings about this. Like, I just don't like it. I don't like any of this. I don't like that, because I feel like it can backfire so bad. I mean, like, look what everyone's doing right now. They're blaming Joe Biden because he saved like 5 Americans. Like, I'm sorry, like, that's probably the best thing he's probably done in a while. Like, you made a deal to get Americans back home to their families, and now everyone wants to like bitch about how Joe Biden, like, where's Joe Biden? What is he gonna do? What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? Like, oh my god, like, he needs to help him. He needs to get aid for Israel. Like, Israel is like our father. It's like a god. Like everyone's being so stupid right now. I just, it's funny. It's cringy. It's embarrassing how they forget, like, the why he did that with Iran. Like, it's to get our people back. Now, do I think that it was a successful one? Like, no, because these people were like, they weren't military or anything like that. It was mostly like environmentalists, regular citizens is what I read, and they didn't really have any value, but they're still Americans. I think that we should get Americans out, you know, from being a prisoner from different countries. Like, I don't understand why. Just like with the Brittany Griner thing. I don't like Brittany Griner, but she doesn't deserve to be locked up over there in Russia. She's an American. Like, I don't like that. I think it's wrong. I think that it's dumb that people are trying to like make this seem like it's a bad thing to trade for our own people. Like, it's beyond me. And the Republicans is that, it's like, I thought you were for America first. If you were for America first, you would be praising Joe Biden for getting like Americans back to their country and their families, right? Also, like, Republicans are saying that Joe Biden just gave Iran $6 billion. No, that was their fucking own assets that was frozen prior, okay? But no, everything can't go right. You know, everything can't go right. If it was Trump and he did that, no one would care. See, that's the thing. I don't like hypocrites. I don't like that bullshit. Like, we should always give praises to things that are good, whether or not we like the person or not, or we like them in power or not. I really do think that that's where we go wrong, and that's where we start to divide and stuff like that, because the only reason why they're doing that and hating him for that, because Israel doesn't like the Palestinians. Like, and if it was like, you know, Israel like Palestinians, we wouldn't even be talking about this. But no, they have to choose one side because they are getting paid to say these things. That's why, look at Ron DeSantis over here. Us Americans, we stand with Israel. It's like, of course you do.
Israel is now under attack. I stand with Israel. America stands with Israel. Not only do they have a right to defend themselves, they have a duty to defend themselves against these Iranian-backed Hamas terrorists.
You go to Israel and you sign laws there, and you put them in your state to restrict freedom of speech from Americans. Like, of course you do, you fucking cunt. Like, and this is why I'm like how I am, because like I see the hypocrisy with both sides. I'm not dumb. I may have like right-leaning qualities, but I'm not stupid like you dumb fucks out there. I have my own brain. I think that it's important for someone like me to actually speak out and get people to understand why it's so wrong to be on one side or the other. I think we should be talking about peace, neutrality. We should be talking more about negotiation. How can we resolve this issue? I know it's a long issue. It's a fucking long-winded issue that has been happening for decades. But hey, like, what can we do now? You know what I mean? Instead of trying to continue a war that no one needs to be being killed and dying in. You know what I mean? And it also brings me back to, like, maybe it's almost time for, like, God to come back and, like, you know, tell everybody that, like, you know, you're all dumb, you're all not going to inherit the kingdom of God. Like, it's just like, it gives me that vibe, and honestly, it wouldn't surprise me at this point. Like, with the rate what's going on right now, how people are acting, the lunacy, the perversity, it wouldn't surprise me what, like, because you people are so fucking dumb. But anyways, I want to get off of that. I've said my piece on that. That's just how I feel about that. People out there telling me that I have like my post I made about being pro-American, but also being pro-peace. You can go fuck yourself, honestly, because, like, you're a disgusting human being in my eyesight. And, you know, I'm not friends with people who tell me what to do and tell me, like, how I should speak and how I should be thinking. You know, I don't be friends with people like that. Like, no, you respect what I say and my opinion on things, or you can get the fuck out of my face. That's how I feel. Okay, so the next thing I want to get into is, like, this unfortunate, like, and tragic situation that has happened. Thoresen Carson was murdered in New York, and I just really want to talk about it because it does get into, like, how woke ideology, it literally, it's a death cult. It really is. Like, these people think they're doing something that's great for their states and stuff like that, but only they're really just contributing to, like, the demise of their state and cities and stuff like that. And it's really sad how woke culture really can harm a person to, like, death. And, you know, I'm not trying to make that as something that's funny. I found it to be really really fucking sad because, you know, these people, they honestly, they're lost. They're done. Like, they actually think that they have a God complex where they think that they can, like, tell criminals they can allow criminals to be out of jail and think that it's okay. Thoresen Carson, he was a activist who was for, like, you know, letting basically mentally weak people on the streets that, like, you know, like to take drugs and hard drugs at that, and to live on the streets and have, you know, have been convicted many times, and to be so for BLM where, like, he's anti-police. And it's so insane how things happen to people when they go with this ideology. It's really sad because this man, he was just living his life with his wife, his fucking retarded wife, in the middle of New York at 4 a.m. in the morning, and a guy gives him a weird look. Both of them, they give weird looks to each other, and then boom, he's dead in, like, 2 minutes by being stabbed to death. And it's really sad how the aftermath of that, his friends are, like, using his death as a way to take time to mourn his death and asking people to do a GoFundMe. I wish the fuck my friends or anyone that I know to ever fucking do a GoFundMe to fucking mourn over my death and to basically get money off of my death. Like, you have to be a fucking foul piece of shit to do that. And it goes to show, like, and also another thing too, like, they say, like, oh, like, if he was alive, Thoresen Carson was alive, he would forgive that man and probably help him to get better. It's like, you can't help mentally unstable people to get better by letting them out of jail for basically thievery, murder, or anything like that. Like, this man literally assaulted him and he bled to death. How the fuck do you think that this man would be okay with that? Like, that's not right. It's not right. And this is why woke culture is so destructive, because, and this is why I talk about it so much, because it is so destructive. I've seen it time and time again over and over, it has murdered people. It is continuously murdering people. Even people who aren't even born yet are getting murdered by this woke culture. It's really fucking sad, and no one wants to wake up about it and understand why it's so fucking sad. And this is why I speak out against it, because these people, they need help. Like, they actually need help. They need someone to actually tell them, like, hey, like, it's not about racism. It's not about, you know, someone being prejudiced towards another because of their race. It's about consequences. It's about basically, yeah, having consequences and being responsible of your own actions in this life. And in order for you to help some of these people, they do need to be fucking locked up. You simply don't allow murderers and drug addicts to be roaming the fucking streets because you want to feel like a fucking good person. Because once you do that, you end up just like Thoresen Carson. And that's my TED Talk for today. I'm done, you guys. I appreciate you guys for watching this video. This was very emotionally charged. This was just, it's too emotional. It's too much. It's honestly so sad. I hope people wake up. Oh, wow. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to support me. Be sure to become a member. Also, be sure to become a member. Yes, we have memberships now. And you guys can get, like, you know, be in different tiers and stuff like that and get perks and do live chats. I would like to do a Jubilee live chat with you guys soon if enough people get on there. And do the one with Blair White that's coming out this Monday. So if you are up for that, please be sure to be on my memberships. And yeah, I'm done, you guys. Bye.